Welcome back, y'all. Today we're going to be talking about the Dress to Impress community and the different types of toxic players that exist. A few days ago, I made a post asking everybody about their experiences with toxic players. I'll be including those comments in here, as well as experiences I found on Twitter, so we can have an open discussion on these issues as a community. Sorry in advance if your comment didn't make it into the video. There were so many, and I tried my best to grab the ones that fit each section the best. I'm sure everyone has noticed that ever since the game blew up, there's been a lot of toxic behavior going on to the point it can be avoided. To be honest, Roblox as a whole has a terrible moderation and report system. While abusive players are able to find easy workarounds to do and say inappropriate and offensive things, innocent players are getting banned for false flags. So of course, when an innocent and fun game like Dress to Impress exists, the worst type of people purposefully join to ruin the experience for everyone. I've seen a lot of posts of people quitting Dress to Impress because of how bad things are getting. This tweet says, "I just quit DTI. It's getting worse than Royal High. From what I've noticed on Roblox, toxic communities usually stem from fighting games or dress-up games, which is wild because it's never that serious.
It was never that serious.
It's sad to see people not wanting to play due to how bad things are getting, which is a valid feeling to have considering how easy it is to encounter abusive players. The point of today's video is to review the different types of toxic players in Dress to Impress and how to handle these situations. There's a lot of different types of toxic players, so we'll start off with the annoying ones and slowly move on to the serious offenders. Let's go ahead and start with the first type of toxic player. This first one is super simple yet incredibly annoying. It's not that deep, I guess, but it makes the game frustrating for other players. The fact that owning a game pass can get you so much hate in this game is crazy. Originally, I didn't think people were doing this until I saw players confessing online that they 100% do downvote people because they have VIP. Aki commented under the community post saying, "People saying that they vote 1 star for people with VIP. Like, I don't understand how these people's brains work, to be honest." I kind of understand why players do this. Just like in any other Roblox game, if you have a game pass, people are always going to call you a pay to win and treat you like a cheater. Honestly, when it comes to DTI, you really don't need VIP. There's a few items I think are worth getting VIP for, but players can definitely win just by using the non-VIP section. This actually leads me to another comment I saw. Tompazzi said, "People always vote people with VIP 5 stars. I'm not gonna lie, I have noticed a lot of VIP players acting snobby on social media and in the Dress to Impress chat because they have the game pass. This is something that goes both ways. You shouldn't downvote someone just because they have the game pass, but you also shouldn't look down on someone who doesn't have it. At the end of the day, we're all just people playing a dress-up game for fun. No one is better than anyone else. We're all just chronically online and need to take a deep breath and maybe go outside a little bit." For this type of situation, the best way to handle it is by ignoring it or server hopping. This leads us to the next type of toxic player. This is probably the most common type of toxic player in Dress to Impress. No matter what server you go to, someone rude will eventually show up and kill the vibe. There's so many types of rude chatters out there, so I'll just name the few that I've seen around. This specific type of chatter I call 1 star. This is a player that tells everyone in the chat what they're voting each player, even though it's supposed to be anonymous.
What you over here being messy for?
Last Seen at Midnight commented their experience with this type of player, saying, "When people say what they rate others in chat and I call them out, but they see nothing wrong with it and just say, well, it's a voting game. Like, girl." This next one I call the rigged chatter. This is a player who believes that every time they don't get podium, the voting is rigged, which downplays the people who won. Paramore editor commented, "One time when me and my friend were playing DTI, someone accused my friend of copying. We ended up getting high place, and then the person freaked out saying rigged and I should have won. It was my fit." Moving on to the next one, the copycat chatter. This is a player who always thinks everyone is copying their outfit ideas and wants to make it known in the chat in order to make the other player lose. While there are times that trolls copy other players on purpose just to be annoying, sometimes players have the same ideas. The best way to think about these types of situations is great minds think alike and let it go. Gom commented a situation where this happened to them and how they properly handled it. "I got into a server with someone who copied my friend's outfit, and they kept saying that my friend copied them. My friend ended up placing while they didn't, and there wasn't a huge argument about it. I think the best thing you can do when you're in a game with a toxic player like a copier is to de-escalate calmly by explaining the situation to everyone else and not being rude back to them. Now, these next two types of rude chatters are the most common. The first one I want to talk about is the passive-aggressive chatter. These are players who don't directly say anything mean, but type vague chats whenever someone comes out on the runway like, oh, that's not, even sometimes just typing ... Lemon Blossom 4337 commented, when people say dot or ... for your outfit, but then they say slay or 8 to their friends' outfits that aren't even good. Ooh. Lana Does Edits commented, when the chat goes silent when your fit comes out, or when someone says when your fit comes up. I feel like players that do this are trying to get a rise out of you, because if you respond to them, they can easily say, I didn't say anything wrong, you're overreacting. The last type of rude chatter is honestly just a cyberbully. These are players who literally have nothing better to do than to ruin everyone's day and try to make you stoop to their level. Cat'seye commented, a player in the chat was making fun of other players by saying they look like a clown, or I didn't know the theme was hippo. I also found a tweet where someone showed a person in chat using special characters to send inappropriate messages without triggering the Roblox moderation system. I've definitely experienced all types of shade in Dress to Impress. From someone saying my outfit was plain or bad to someone just straight up saying ill, 1 star. I never get mad about it because at the end of the day, it's just a game. There have been times where I read a chat and I'm like,
you know what? I'm about to say it. Okay.
Your outfit is trash.
But I don't, because it's not worth my time. Whenever it comes to these types of situations, always take screenshots of the messages, write down their user, report, block, and leave the server. I also recommend to share the screenshots in the Dress to Impress Discord under the player report channel. Also, don't believe anything cyberbullies say to you. Bullies are people who have nothing better to do with their lives, and the only way they can fill the void is by bothering other people around them. Always be the bigger person, and don't let your bully get the satisfaction they're seeking. I know some of y'all are probably wondering, what's a clique? Clique is a small exclusive group of people who share common interests or activities and tend to interact primarily with each other, often to the exclusion of others. This is super common in online spaces and in real life. It's even more common in dress-up games, since a lot of people think they're the best and everyone else is trash. Here are some clique experiences I read in the community post. Narcissa9018 said, when everyone says, good, slay, amazing, and when I'm on stage, the chat goes silent. A user named Scrap commented, when they hype you up and say slay, wait, that's so good, 5 stars, 8, and then the votes are terrible. It's so weird how often people do this. Anytime the chat is extra nice and saying, oh my god, 8 slay, I already know I'm gonna be the last one on the list. All of these experiences definitely describe cliquey behavior. This isn't the worst type of toxic player by any means, but it can make players feel excluded. It's almost like you're in school and the mean girls aren't letting you sit at the lunch table. You can't sit with us! For these types of situations, just ignore them or leave the server, especially if they're continuously downvoting you no matter what. Speaking of unfair voting, let's transition over to the next type of toxic player. I feel like the word cheater isn't often used when referring to people who vote unfairly, but that's honestly the right word to describe what they're doing. I found a Twitter post where someone described how they decide how many stars they will vote a player. 1 star says always, 2 stars says outfit is really nice, 3 stars never, 4 stars never, and 5 stars says playing with Pookie. Honestly, this post is kind of funny. I'm sure the person who made it was joking around, but then someone quote tweeted it saying, I'm not gonna lie, I don't care who you are or how good your outfit is, you're getting a 1.
Miss Jackson.
In a way, this person's confession made me feel a little bit better. Like, dang, maybe my outfit really isn't that ugly. People just don't want to see me win. Candace Slay, RH620 commented, I was playing DTI and kept getting 8 stars. There were 7 people in the server. So I went to chat and turns out 2 people were like voting everyone 5 stars except for me. So I called them out, but they started using baddie roast from Adopt Me. So I just left because I was avoiding drama. Not the baddie roast from Adopt Me, me, I'm crying. Anyways, this is something that's pretty much unavoidable due to the voting system in Dress to Impress. I've always hated the 5-star rating system. In my previous video, I was talking about the Royal High Sunset Island voting system and how it works. For those of you who don't know, players are given 3 roses that they need to pass out to the players they feel deserved it. If you don't pass them out, they get randomly distributed, so there isn't any manipulation of voting. My point for bringing this up is to show that there is a better voting system that can be used and that is possible to make it fair. And lastly, the other type of cheater is the multiple device player. People literally have like 5 different accounts and use every device in their household just to get first place. At that point, just take the win. I'm not gonna make a fuss about it. The best way to handle cheaters is to report them if they're actively confessing to cheating in the chat. I'm not sure if they'll get banned permanently or just for a few hours, but it wouldn't hurt to try. Now, the next type of toxic player I haven't encountered personally, but I've seen so many people post about it, and I've even seen people do it on TikTok lives. This type of toxic player has gotten worse in the past couple of weeks. At first, I guess it was kind of funny, but now it's gotten to the point that it's just ruining the whole game for everyone. There's a lot of small children that play Roblox, so these type of situations can really scare them. As a parent, I would be so mad if I'm thinking that my daughter is playing a cute dress-up game and then some random monster spawns on the screen to scare her. Originally, it was just jump scares, but recently I found a Twitter post by a monkey maker who showed something that happened during one of their streams. The tweet says, "Roblox, this is a big problem, a huge problem. Just streaming Dress to Impress and a hacker was able to join my server and put this image right in front of the screen. This is a kid platform and should not have any chance of stuff like this getting into the platform. I'm not going to show the full image because it's not safe for work content, but the fact that the person was streaming makes it 10 times worse. Like I mentioned at the beginning of my video, Roblox needs to focus on fixing their platform." Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the last 2 sections of this video. Trigger warning, the rest of the video will be discussing serious topics that some viewers might not want to listen to. If you want to skip ahead, please use the timestamps below. I mentioned this before my DTIX video, but I really hate when people make inappropriate outfits or themes in the game because there's kids playing. One of the examples I showed was a tweet where someone stated the theme was Dream Job and someone dressed as an NSFW worker. The user tried calling them out in chat, but the whole lobby turned against them. While this specific experience might not sound that serious to a lot of people, NSFW content has become more prominent in the game and it's almost becoming unavoidable. Inappropriate themes can easily be made, like this one right here, and a lot of toxic players are also finding new ways to make disgusting outfits. One of these NSFW outfits that I keep seeing online is players layering their clothes to make an image of a certain body part. Here's the tweet where I found the image, and it says, "The way no one was saying anything or hating, like I don't know if this is funny or right to do." And for y'all who say DTI isn't a kid's game while they're removing a pose because people are using it for inappropriate reasons. Another type of inappropriate outfit that's becoming more common is the skin tone outfit. I found a tweet showing the new trend, and the user said, "Not gonna lie, I'm about to be done with DTI." If you ever encounter people who are making these types of outfits, please take screenshots and report them through Roblox and to the Dress to Impress Discord. I also highly suggest blocking them and leaving the server immediately. It's sad to say, but I think if this behavior continues, Dress to Impress will need to remove certain features from the game. It's always a few rotten apples in the bunch that ruins it for the rest of us every single time. My biggest fear is that Dress to Impress will get overtaken by creeps just like Meep City did. I'm hoping the situation can be resolved soon, even if it means removing certain features and themes that players enjoy. I'm gonna finish off this section by reading this tweet that says, "Roblox is an app made for kids and is centered around so. Even though DTI has older players, it doesn't change that it exists in a kid-centered platform. Making inappropriate /NSFW references and jokes is incredibly disgusting. Stop forcing children out of spaces made for them." Now let's move on to the very last section of this video. Out of all the things I've seen in this game, offensive outfits and chats are the easiest to encounter. While filming this video, the theme airport outfit came up. I'll go ahead and show footage and screenshots of what the person did and said. Trigger warning to everyone watching. Thankfully, I was able to get screenshots and report the person. If it's not someone using the hijab while wearing revealing clothing, it's someone using the outfit to spread a harmful stereotype. A user named Selma233 commented, "The theme was your worst fear and 2 people did Muslim people. It's so disrespectful as a Muslim myself." I also found a tweet where the theme was villain and someone dressed like this. I also want to discuss the blatant that occurs in this game. I don't want to show the full image of these, but I will show partial screenshots just so people can get an idea. Before I continue, I just want to say I'm so sorry to all the players who have experienced these situations. This is unacceptable behavior that needs to be resolved. A solution I've seen regarding the hijab is for the devs to make it where it can't be used with revealing clothing. And when it comes to the racism, there are definitely themes that should be removed, such as airport outfit, worst fear, 1920s, and 1950s. I also feel that there needs to be some limitation as to what players can write for the custom theme. It's way too easy for players to write anything on there. Games like Pick a Side have a very strict system on what players can write when creating custom prompts, so I feel like this is doable. The last solution might be a little harder to do, but adding a vote kick player option would help. Also adding a report outfit button, similar to how games like Spray Paint and Speed Draw have. I'm sure the Dress to Impress dev team are working on fixing these issues, and hopefully before the end of the year, we will have some changes added to fix the user experience. Dress to Impress has quickly become one of the biggest games on the Roblox platform. This is one of the few games I've seen attract so many different age groups and non-Roblox players. While I am happy this game is receiving so much attention and praise, I worry about the future of the game due to the community it's cultivating. I want to emphasize that I don't believe that the Dress to Impress developers are at blame here. I don't think any dev ever expects their game to turn out this way. I have hope that Dress to Impress is going in the right direction and eventually these issues would be a thing in the past. Let me know in the comments down below any experiences you've had dealing with toxic players and how you dealt with it. Also, please know that y'all matter and are deserving of love. Okay, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Okay, bye. See you. Bye.